Hey there, how you doing? Charlie Winters here with horse racing and football selections for Sunday, the 19th of January. Well, disappointing day yesterday, put far too much on. Uh, we had three or four horses at decent prices come placed 33s, 20s, 14s, and something else. Can't remember what the other price was. All in mixed bets, so it was disappointing. No hard luck stories, just garbage. The football wasn't very good either. So let me get into Sunday's horse racing selection. So I've gone for, well, obviously it's Fakenham and Windsor, probably my two worst courses where I can never pick a winner. So I've had a lucky 15. Um, are these strong fancies? No, not at all. I'll put the horse racing bets, the football selections in the description and the first comment about dinner time because I haven't had a chance to look yet. Um, so what I've had is, I think it's a £9 bet. I've had a 20 pence each way Yankee. So I've missed out the singles, but I've also had 50p each way singles on every single horse. Um, and then I've had, just to round it up, a 30 pence each way fourfold to take it to £9. So let me get into it. So the first selection is De Vegas's Warrior. I've left the price. It's currently about 18 to 1 in the 12:30 at Fakenham, paying three places instead of two. This horse has not done a great deal at all, but I've gone for the three places instead of two angle because we did okay out of it yesterday. We had I think it was the 30. I think that was the 33 to 1 place where it came third. Actually came into the race really well. It was called 999 yesterday. Travelled well. Looked like the possible winner at one point, but it didn't. So De Vegas Warrior is a horse on the gradual improve, although it's a very low standard of form. However, it has got a little bit of form on the flat. Trained by Henrietta Knight. She's got a couple running at Fakenham, or a couple that I've seen anyway, running at Fakenham on Sunday. Formerly decent trainer, don't quite know what's going off now. Maybe it looks like more like a hobby than anything else. I know she's not exactly banging in the winners, but I do think it's got a bit of a chance in what is a very poor race, and I don't mean a chance of winning. I think it's got a chance of sneaking a place. Three places, and there's only seven runners, so we've got half a chance. Hopefully, maybe another non-runner, and see what happens. And sorry, another non-runner in the race, not ours. The second selection is a much more realistic option, and it's realistic optimism. I've left the price. It's currently 5 to 1. It's in the 5+1 at Fakenham, paying three places instead of two. Basically, this horse has run some decent races from the front. I do believe if it goes straight to the front with an uncontested lead, bearing in mind I've said this before, and another horse ran an absolute stinker at Fakenham when it was allowed an easy lead. But if this horse gets an easy lead with a decent jockey on board, it's the I think it's the Will Featherstone guy on board. Um, yeah, Will Featherstone's on board. Jamie Snowden, decent trainer, decent jockey. Um, if he goes to the front, it could be very difficult to pass in what is absolutely dreadful races. I don't think they actually have good races at Fakenham anyway. But yeah, this is a dreadful race. The third selection is at Windsor, and this is called Guard Duty. I've left the price in the 120 at Windsor, paying four places instead of three. For this horse to actually get involved last time, I know it was 3 to 1, so but it was expected, obviously because of the price. But it never jumped a never jumped a hurdle. It was held up. It didn't jump very well. It was bumped a couple of times. It still managed to lead at the last before being headed. I think that horse, if that horse jumps better than it did last time, don't go on. This is a relatively strong race. But if this horse jumps better, it'll give itself a much better chance of being at least placed. It's currently 7 to 1. Gavin Sheehan, I'm a big fan of the jockey. Seems to be one of the very few jockeys that seems to ride with a bit of a brain. He rode one the other day where he basically took a totally different course than the rest of the horses and won pretty easy. If I'm being honest, yeah. So that's the third selection, and the final selection. So the reason I'm going for this is because it's got course form. Never heard of the trainer, Caroline Fryer. The horse is called Cloudy Wednesday. I've left the price in the 140 at Fakenham, paying five places instead of three. The chase form of this horse isn't too bad, and it's got some okay form around this track. However, it hasn't run for 282 days. I'm not too worried about that. The Racing Post says doesn't well, basically in a nutshell, it says has a mixed record fresh or doesn't run well fresh, something like that. Well, I've had a look through the form, and the vast majority of times when it's ran poorly has been when it's been reverted to hurdles, and that seems to be when it runs poorly, or not as well, should I say. So I can put a line through those reappearance races where it's run over hurdles, but this time it's straight back over fences. So hopefully it's got a bit of fitness on its side, from being trained at home. Um, I think it's got a sneak. Not a single one of these. I think the most confident horse I am of running its race in this bet is realistic optimism. But that's at Fakenham, and where I haven't got a very good record. So yeah, those are the four selections. There won't be any more. There will be a football bet, which I shall put in the description and the first comment. There will be bets more than likely for Monday, and they will be with my webcam on Sunday, about 8 o'clock Sunday night. So if you want to see that video or be alerted straight away, click the subscribe button. But if you like this video, even though it's shocking, give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. So I wish you the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, or the faceless Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.